Good evening and welcome to our scheduled January 13th Canby Planning Commission. We will get started with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Okay, first item of business is the selection of the Planning Commission chairperson and vice chair. I am fine staying or not staying. Would anybody like to throw their name in for chair or vice chair?
No.
Do we have a motion to keep same?
I make a motion that we keep Matt as our chair for the Planning Commission for this, what is it, next year, 2-year period? 2 year?
Yeah, it's 1 year.
1 year,
We do it every
this
year,
year?
yeah, yep.
I'll second.
All right, we'll take a roll call vote, starting with Commissioner Jarosh.
Aye.
Commissioner Driscoll.
Aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Ewert's an aye. I'm an aye.
Aye.
Commissioner Ellison. Okay, the ayes have it. I will stay as Planning Commission chairperson, and Mr. Ewert will stay as the vice chairperson. Moving on to draft meeting minutes for November 25th. We are going to push that consent item to the next meeting. We don't have quorum from those that were in attendance that afternoon or that evening, which pushes us right into our next topic, which is the draft final findings, DR 24-01, CUP 24-01, PLA 24-04, Project Meadowlark OLCC. Do we have any motions to accept these draft meeting, the final findings as written with the, I believe there were some conditions that we had attached to it. So do we have a motion anywhere? Online or in person?
I move that we accept DR 2401, CUP 2401, and PLA 2404 as amended by staff to be accepted.
Do we have a second?
I second. Judy.
Thank you, Commissioner. Excuse me, sorry. Thank you, Commissioner Jarosh. So the function of this draft is to kind of restate what we already stated from the previous. So we'll go right down the list as it's written on the meeting minutes here. Commissioner Ellison is an aye. Commissioner Ewert was absent, abstained. Commissioner Hutchinson.
Aye.
Commissioner Driscoll.
Aye.
Commissioner Jarosh.
Aye.
Commissioner Ellison.
Aye.
And Commissioner Llewellyn is absent. That will adopt our draft final findings for DR 24-01, CUP 24-01, PLA 24-04, Project Meadowlark OLCC as written. Thank you. Citizen input on non-agenda items. Do we have any citizen input on non-agenda items? Emily?
At the moment, no, we do not.
Okay. Old business, none. New business, none. Public hearings, none. That takes us down to items of interest, report from planning staff. Mr. Hardy, would you like to take it away from here?
Absolutely. Happy New Year, Commissioners and Chair Ellison. Wanted to give an update since it's the new year and kicking things off in the right way. Going to have Ryan Potter give an update on Walnut Street Extension.
Okay, good evening, members of the commission and Chair Ellison. So we have heard you loud and clear that the communication on Walnut Street extension has not been great. And so we've had a couple internal meetings brainstorming how we could do that better. I don't have an updated project update myself tonight, but what I did do was create a web page that everyone can periodically check for updates. And we've communicated to our consultant team that we need and want regular updates so that we can keep this populated with whatever is going on right now. So and I will send you a link to this, but it's embedded on the Public Works site under streets and sewer. And basically it gives an intro for the project. Our old flyer that we need to update, but for now, that's what we have. Current status, so our Economic Development Director and Public Works Director are talking with our consultant team later this week to get a more fine-grained update. But the main update is the current status is the signal engineering for the signal at 99 and Walnut is under review by ODOT. So that's the main task that's being done right now. The projected completion date is still late 2025, which we talked about last time, and I will keep that updated if it changes. And then I've got some timelines from past milestones from the project. And then I started uploading some relevant projects, so if people want more information. Right now I have, going back to 2020 is when we updated our TSP to reflect the new alignment. A link to the info sheet. And then just this past October, we had 2 ordinances go to council regarding Walnut. One was the IGA between the state and the city, and the other one was the personal services agreement between our engineering consultant and the city, but that actually has a lot of really detailed cost information and other information. So I will continue to upload documents here as they become available. And so I just wanted to let you know that this is something that you can go back and keep checking. But of course, you can ask us when we're up here as well.
Thank you, Mr. Potter. I'm certain Commissioner Ewert will have that saved to his favorites on his browser. That's very exciting. Don, anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, actually,
It's going to be my screensaver.
and Ryan, thank you. I think part of this is just really messaging because we haven't got out there and really messaged this. It has been worked on diligently. I don't think that's really been the message, and Ryan was the impetus for pushing this a bit further, and I really appreciate him doing that because I think it does need to be on our website, et cetera. It is an important project for many reasons, including the industrial area as well as the development of that special area J as that continues. So more to come. Yeah.
And what I forgot to mention is we also talked to Jerry, our Public Works Director, about coming to this body and giving a more detailed update in the near future, and he said that he would love to do that. So that's TBD on the exact date.
That'd be a welcome presence for sure. So thanks for that. Any of the commissioners have anything to add?
No.
Commissioner Jarosz, just double checking. Commissioner Driscoll?
No, thank you. This is great. Thanks.
All right. So seeing that we've run out of stuff to talk about,
Actually,
except for one other thing.
I have more. Yeah, I have more to talk about.
Yes, sir.
It will
Go
not
ahead.
be that long. I wanted to give an update, kind of a forecast of where we're going on a few items over the months. And January 27th will be a light agenda and on that for the final findings that we spoke about earlier. Jumping to February 10, I'm working with our legal counsel, Emily Gimont, and she and I were planning to do an update on a couple things. There's been a lot of legislative changes that the state has made, Senate Bill 1537 and other legislative updates. I want you all to be aware of what those are, mainly related to housing. And so you all understand what those are. I'm still trying to sort through all of this, but I believe it will permeate both type 2 and type 3 decision processes, which type 3 is where you all are involved in those processes. Segueing with that, I felt it was also a good idea to bring Emily in just for a question and answer on permit review processes, land use review processes, your questions that you may have on transportation, for example, and like clear and objective standards, and where are those lines that you have questions on? How can we do a better job as well as staff to make it clear on clear and objective standards as well? But that would be part of that as well. So legislative update and then clear and objective standards, a presentation. That'll be a work session on Feb 10. Jenny, I know you will be out, but there'll be a recording of that. So I think that'd be really good for you to listen to that once we've completed that. And then moving forward, February 24th, we have a BBC Steel, which is a design review application. Then March 10th, we have 2 hearing items, Adult Center and North Holly Subdivision. Then March 24th, Ryan will come back with the fence code work session again, and that's something we haven't forgotten about, but it's just been one of those items that hasn't, we've had other things that have come up as well, but getting the fence code adopted this year is an important element as well. And then on the other items, February 11th, we'll have a project advisory committee meeting for the comprehensive plan update process. We're moving that ahead. There'll be a transportation advisory committee meeting as well, scheduled probably in March. And then we are updating our system development charges. You all will be involved with that. Our council will probably be the first step in that process. February 19 is when I'm hoping to do a city council work session on system development charges. We'll be giving you the same information as well. It's been a while since we've done a system development charge update process in the city, and we're going to start out with sewer, storm, and parks. Those will be the first 3. Transportation will follow. The reason transportation will follow is we have not completed enough of our transportation system plan update to get a complete list of projects, and that's still ongoing. So that would happen as well. All this is intended to be done this year. So those things are on the horizon. And then the housing production strategy is another step in the process, would be planning commission review of that. We're still working through some of those issues. We're looking at other jurisdictions and where they're at, Malala, West Lynn, they're going through their process right now. It's a bit of a challenge to get through that process on looking at the demographics and the needs of the community and like how we are serving the especially lower end of that. That's why we're kind of taking a pause to see how these other jurisdictions are going through that. I've had conversations with the planning director in Malala, and I think it's just good to see how they're working through it. And then we'll come back and present that as well. That will likely be a joint PCCC work session that we would be having either March 5th or March 19th is what I have now currently. So the year's starting to move forward. Housing's been a little slow, but I think the interest rates hopefully will notch down a bit, and we'll see more of that as well. So that's basically the update for tonight, and there'll be more that'll have at the next planning commission meeting, but just to give you an idea of where we're going. Oh, there'll be another community summit as well for the comprehensive plan, which we'll have 2, I think we'll have 2 community summits, still working on those items. Just lots of stuff kind of simultaneously going on.
Thank you for that. And I think there was also a request for discussions just around or quasi-judicial kind of the parlance for how we handle certain things or
And that's part of
format
the,
and all that.
for Emily, that when I mentioned that it is quasi-judicial and the clear and objective, that's all kind of part of that
Okay.
process. Like, really, I mean, normally I give you all a chance to go to a training. This is kind of an in-house training to some degree, and it's good for us as well. I think Emily's done a good job of directing. She's been largely at council, but she's filled the shoes of David Duman well, I think, and so I'm looking forward to working with her.
Okay, great, thank you. Anything else before we entertain a motion?
No, that was it.
I have a quick thing, if I could.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So thank you for this, and thank you for the information on the website, and I really appreciate the messages we get about the upcoming meetings. It just helps plan, so thank you, thank you. I'm not looking for sympathy, but my sister lost her house in Altadena last week, as did most people in Altadena. But what's been interesting is how they communicate, and whether it's FEMA or insurance or the city or the county, almost everything is coming through Facebook. You know, and they'll direct you to a FEMA website or something, or town hall meetings that are all on Zoom almost every day, update meetings about, evacuation or where you can get in or not. But I think it's going to be an interesting situation for cities to look at and think of. Communication is so hard, but everything here, we do a great job, but it's hard with a citywide thing. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that. It's been fascinating how Facebook, the unofficial pages, the Friends of Altadena or the Friends of Eaton Canyon, and really almost everything is going through there. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's a true.
It is, and I know the Facebook here locally has not just the cities, but that is a prominent source of information in Canby,
It is.
and
Yeah.
not really being directed by the government so much. That's all I'm going to say.
Definitely not.
But it gets out there, yeah.
Right, but if cities want to communicate, evacuation areas or where you can get things or how to apply for things, they're really driving it through Facebook, which is really fascinating to watch. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. That was all I had. Unless you have questions.
So, Don, would it be possible those dates that you gave us? for the
Send
next
those out.
3 months, if you could
Yeah.
send those out in an email?
Sure.
I can't write that. I can't write as fast.
No, there
as
was
you
a
can
lot.
talk.
There was a lot there, and those might ebb and flow a bit, but those are just part of what I want to do is be proactive here about. It just helps to put a date out there, and then it might float a bit. But I also there is some competition, to be quite honest with you. It will get more so as we move into the year, I believe. But just blocking these things, and especially the legislative ones that we're working on, those are important that we get those completed, because everything's kind of contingent on that work. So, yeah.
Okay. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move to adjourn this meeting.
Do we have a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
All right, very well, the ayes have it. Have a lovely evening. Good night, Canby.